Welcome back to another video. Today I want to mainly talk about victim mentality and how we can take responsibility over our own lives. I want to start this video off by saying for years upon years now, I feel like I was the victim in my own life. And that was just me blaming everyone and every circumstance for my problems instead of taking responsibility, because I was too scared to look in the mirror and realize wherever I was at in my life was because of my decisions, and I led myself to wherever it was that I was in. And it wasn't someone else's fault, but it was entirely up to me to either be in that situation or change that situation. Having no control seems almost easier as looking in the mirror and realizing that you are where you are at in your life because of yourself and only yourself. And I am as much of a victim to all of this as everyone else is. Like, I blamed people around me so hard for so long, especially my partner, who I feel so sorry for that. And the thing is, all I can do now is to just work on myself to change and be better. And obviously to say that I'm sorry and to forgive them, but to most of all forgive myself for my actions and my words and my thoughts, because I don't want to be that person anymore that finds themselves in a situation complaining, unhappy, but just content enough to be okay with all of those things. Like, I complain, but I'm not changing it. I established a few rules and ways in my life to take responsibility over my life and leave that victim mentality behind, because guess what? It wasn't serving me, and it's for sure not serving any of you. As long as we are the victim of our lives, we will never get where we want to get. We will never be the person that we want to be, because we're so busy just drowning ourselves in negative self-talk and thinking that the world is happening to us. But nothing is happening to us. We decide what happens to us. We decide our own reality. Because guess what? Any situation you will ever find yourself in, you play a pivotal role in how it plays out. Your reaction, the energy you bring into it, no matter how mean or hateful another person is, you can influence the situation in such a big way, which can make all the difference. So let's talk about ways that I have learned to deal with my life out of a confident and responsible way. Number one, as I just said, is taking responsibility. Taking responsibility over your words, your thoughts, and your actions. And by that I mean the way you walk around in this world matters. It matters to you, it matters to me, and it matters to our collective. And especially to our collective of healing and coming back to nature, coming back to ourselves. So if you go out and you treat people badly, and you say that's because you weren't in a good mental space, or that's because you weren't feeling well, like, yes, that is okay. Sometimes we're not our best, and that's totally okay. We don't always have to be our absolute best selves, but take responsibility over your actions, because you might have hurt other people along the way. You maybe didn't treat other people the way you wanted to be treated. And the best step of just owning whatever is happening is taking responsibility and being like, yes, look, I was going through a rough patch there, and I'm sorry for treating you the way I did, because in that moment I couldn't think about anyone else but myself. But I'm better now, and I want to make it up, because I appreciate that you were there for me. I appreciate that you stuck around although I was treating you the way I did. So taking responsibility over words, thoughts, and actions is huge. Let's come to the thoughts part. Negative self-talk is something that a lot of us deal with and a lot of us are harmed by. We need to start talking better to ourselves. We need to stop all negative self-talk and start loving ourselves. Be kind with yourself. Appreciate yourself. Be your own biggest cheerleader. If you do anything, always watch what the voices in your head are saying to you. And I want you to really take this serious. This is one of the biggest shifts that I've done in my life that's made me a better human, and that's made me just the person that I've always wanted to be. And that is to monitor my thoughts, to stop all identification, to realize that just because a thought passes doesn't mean you have to identify with it. You can just let it be a thought, let it pass, and come back to knowing yourself and knowing your worth. Step into your light and know that you're loved, that you're beautiful, and that you're worthy, and everything else you should let go. It really helps to journal with this, to keep track of your words, thoughts, and actions. And for that, I kind of recommend, obviously, either my grateful journal, which I always talk about, or just any journal practice where as soon as you see negative thoughts come in, I want you to journal them out and see, okay, is this serving me? Is this like getting me where I want to get? If not, then rewrite them and read them to yourself. Have positive affirmations hanging around your house, around your room. Like, help yourself out to be the best version. Now that we've taken responsibility over our words, thoughts, and actions, sometimes we seem to really go down on ourselves because we know how we've been in the past and how we've treated other people. So the next step is to forgive. Forgive yourself and forgive others. But I feel like the forgiving yourself part here is very important because, like I said, when we walk around in life as a victim, we think it's okay to treat other people badly because we think we're the victim of situations. So no one has control over anything that's happening. But if everyone would be in control and would own their actions, we can then forgive ourselves and be like, okay, yes, I wasn't my absolute best then, but I'm working on myself, I'm changing, and I'm doing my best right now. And people can either take that or leave that. And let me tell you, if people just see you for who you were back then, they might just not be meant in your life right now. Maybe they're not supposed to be on your path at this moment. And that doesn't mean that they don't have to be part of your path forever. But in that moment, just let it go. Let it go and focus on what you can control and not on what you can't. So please forgive yourself and forgive others, because that's the only way you are ever gonna start healing on the inside. Now that we're not waiting for someone to save us anymore, but we've taken control of our own lives, it's time to take action. And that is focus on yourself. Focus on self-growth. Do things that are good for yourself. Find goals, like set goals and work towards them. Figure out how you can become the best version of yourself. Figure out how you can be happy, and most of all, figure out what makes you happy, and take care of yourself. Okay? Self-care, I feel like, is something that's been so huge in my personal life. Like, I do yoga, I meditate, and yes, there's a lot of days when I fall off the wagon, but guess what? It's your life. Get back up and get back on there. Like, do things that are good for yourself. There's a quote that I read the other day, and it said, people do not decide their futures. People decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. And that was so resonating with me. And I know it's hard to change your habits, but guess what? It's your life. Take your life into your own hands. If you want to experience the greatness, like if you want to do everything that you want to do in this life, like you need to be the person to decide what you do in your daily life, because it's all the little moments that will make up the big picture of your beautiful life. Last but not least, I invite you to have a look at the people in your life. Find people that align with who you want to be and where you're trying to go, and surround yourself with them. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who make you want to be a better person because they are doing the best they can. and not people who pull you down, because we all sometimes just need to lean on others. And if you ever need to lean on others, make sure you lean on the people that push you into the right direction. At the end of the day, we don't always have those people in our lives. I am personally just building up healthy relationships and friendships, and for the longest time I didn't have that. So if you don't have that, seek help. There's so much out there, from podcasts to go and find a therapist, maybe find a coach, like a life coach. Whatever it is that you want to do, just find people that can actually help you as to like where you're going or who you want to be in this world. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to live in light, peace, and happiness. And I am so excited to see you next week. Bye-bye.